I guess how we got involved in Action Ministries, both of us, was through the community kitchen at our church. What I like the idea about the transitional housing, hearing about it, is that you could have a relationship with a family. And that's what I really, I don't know, I really thought that would be something that I would enjoy, like really knowing the family, knowing them for years, and hopefully having a relationship with them for, the rest of my life. I mean, when they first move in the house, they're not going to have everything they need. Maybe instead of getting it for them and bringing it to them, you could say, let's go do a Target run, or let's go, like you say, to the grocery.
Yeah, it's a matter of creating that space for a relationship to happen, and we're all so busy that it's hard to do that. Like we've just done little things, like when Tamika got her first job, we took her out to lunch to celebrate.
Yeah, that was fun.
It wasn't a big deal fancy lunch, but it was just to say we are so excited and this is a big deal.
And sometimes it might be a little awkward at the beginning, and then you just gotta let it develop, like you say. Our Bible study likes to do mission projects once a month. So we decided to decorate the house for Tamika and Nairi. But they weren't there, they were off, and Nairi was at school. So we went over there and we got a tree and we decorated the tree, and we had some presents, a centerpiece. Outside someone had a globe, one of those blow-up globes, and we put the blow-up globe outside. We had outside lights. We had
a wreath on the door.
We had a wreath on the door.
The mailbox was decorated.
Yeah, the mailbox was decorated. I mean, we did it up big. And then we even baked cookies. So anyway, they're walking in like they do every night in the dark. And she said all of a sudden she looked at her house, and there was a snow globe and the lights on, and we didn't have the Christmas tree on, but because we couldn't, but all the outside lights were on and everything. And they walked in, and there they saw the tree and everything. And she said she and I both just started crying. And they had never had a tree. They had never had a house. They had never had a house. She never had a house growing up. She just went from friend to friend or relative to relative. And here she was in a house with a tree, all that Christmas stuff. And she said they both just were crying, and she was just, when she called me, I mean, I could just, it still just gives me shivers. It was so cool.
Telling a friend of mine that my son was coming home from college, and he said, Mom, call the case manager and see if anything needs to be done to the house in Eastlake, because, I could do whatever repair work and stuff when I was home. And I was telling my friend this, and she said, Nancy, that transitional housing program has changed your life. And I said, it's more than that. It's changed my whole family.
Oh,
it has
that's
changed
nice.
all of our lives. We've all been touched by what we've seen and done and the interactions we've had there. One thing I think is really important is to have a good line of communication with the case manager, because the case manager for transitional housing is really where the rubber hits the road. I mean, they are what makes the program work, and so I think it's important to make sure that what we're doing is in line with what the case manager wants done, and also if there are things the case manager needs done that we can help with.
I also think, and we are doing better at this than we did at the beginning, but to have more groups in your church involved. I think it's good to kind of scatter it around, because the more people that get involved, the more they're blessed by it, actually, is the bottom line.
The thing that she said that really got to me, and that I think is the thing that's so important about support groups, is she said, for the first time in my life, I feel like there are people who want me to succeed. And when she said that, I thought, I can't imagine being 28 years old, and this is the first time I've ever thought I had people who wanted me to succeed. We just take that for granted. Our parents, our grandparents, our friends, our MYF leaders at church, we have all been backed our whole lives by people that were on our team, right, rooting for us and smoothing our way and trying to make it happen for us. And I couldn't believe it when she said that, and I think maybe that's one of the most important things we do, is let her know that we're on her side, and it is important to us that she succeed.